Hi Aquarius, welcome to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Um, this is the general scope for the week of March 20th, 2017. No messages for this week, but let's just get started with you, shall we? Okay, so we start off the week with Eight of Wands. Good news coming in for you and coming in for you quite swiftly. Could be a literal travel involved, or far travel. Doesn't necessarily have to mean far traveling far away. It could be within your own city as well. But good news. Some readers interpret it as things still up in the air, so if that makes sense to you, if it resonates with you, then so be it. But I see this as an action card, so the wands are moving in the air. So but what I just get off the bat is good news coming to you quite swiftly. Next we have is the Eight of Swords. This card doesn't show up very well. Oh, I forgot to turn my phone down. So this is a card of restriction. And it's more restrictive in how you think and how you communicate. But you want to pay close attention, or look really closely at her. There we go. And she is bounded or binded, and she did not do this to herself. Somebody else did this to her. So somebody else is making you feel or think or communicate restrictively, in a restrictive kind of state. So I don't know if that makes sense to you as well, but it is still a card of restrictive. So restrictive on how you think and how you communicate. It could be as well as if somebody else binded you and put you in that position, someone's probably making you feel restricted on how they think and how they communicate with you. Next card we have is the Strength card. So you're gonna have to have some courage and some strength about midweek, and I say this in all my videos. The cards don't necessarily represent each day of the week. They are energies, and they flow the way they flow. So you're gonna have to have some courage and some patience this week. It could be regarding that being restrictive mode, and that's how I kind of see it at this moment in time. Next card we have is the High Priest. Oh, it's a major arcana, so you really want to pay close attention to that. So pay attention to where you're going to have to gather strength and courage during about midweek or so. And the next card we have, which is another major arcana, pay close attention, is the High Priest. This is a card of structure. Sorry, I've been doing readings all day. So it could be a father figure. It could be somebody that you highly regard. Sorry about my phone again. I forgot to put it on silent. And this is a person that you go to for advice, for help. It could be a religious factor could be at play with this too. Not sure how that'll fit into your life, but it is about structure, hierarchy, and so forth, like that. So it could this could be the person that's probably making you feel restricted, because it rules in a very strict manner, you know, if you catch my drift, and could be making you or think and communicate in that restrictive way, which is where you're gonna have to gather your strength and your patience from. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And then we have the Five of Wands. This is about instability and change. This one you don't have to worry about so much. It's more of it's kind of like mock. It is about conflict. It is, but it is a more playful manner, almost like horseplay, sort of speak. But it's probably getting you ready for something else, that change. So a little bit of instability, a little bit of being uncomfortable probably too, but nothing really serious or anything really to worry about. Next card we have is the Knight of Wands. And okay, boy, when this card comes up, it's very lengthy, this card, because there's so many meanings involved with this, if it is a person and this energy. On one point, this is a person, well, first of all, it is a card of messages, and a swift message at that. So some of you might be getting a really swift message, probably from directly from the source, or via text, via email, stuff like that. Then if it's not a message that comes to you, but basically that's what this card means, it's a message. This is a card about being impulsiveness. If it is a person, I would say that this is a very great person to have as a friend, as a person to have adventures with, because this person will show you adventures. This person is high energy, impulsive, like I said, loves new experiences, loves new adventures, will keep you in stitches. Like I said, would be a very good friend to have. But to be involved with this person romantically, no. I say no. And that's just because this person does not stay in one place for very long. It's very impulsive, will leave at a whim's notice to seek new adventures and new experiences. So, yeah, very lengthy card when I have to explain this card. But it is a card about impulsiveness. So on another point, it could be you being quite impulsive, probably coming from that restrictive place, and now you're at a point where it's time to be quite impulsive, and it's not a mature impulsiveness, yet it is still a level up above from the Page of Wands. So a little bit more maturity involved with that impulsiveness, but still, you're probably, because you're coming from that restrictive place, now you're in a place where, you know, you want to be pretty impulsive, and have new adventures, and it's time for a breath of fresh air, which this guy definitely brings, you know, or this energy does definitely bring, and maybe that's time for you. Last card we have is the Queen of Wands. This is a, let me see, few messages come to mind when this card shows up. Another one of impulsiveness, but not necessarily it's a mature level of impulsiveness. But on the same note, this is a person. If it is a person, it keeps the home fires burning, keeps the home fires like warm, keeps the home nice and warm and comfy. This is a very busy person as well. Pardon me. Can do a lot of things at once, multitasking. And what else? It could be a person whom you go to for advice that you really trust and admire. Other than that, this could be you by the end of the week, on a more mature level at this time, away from that restrictiveness and coming out more mature, from, you know, in the outcome of it all. This is also a person who is the center of attention as well. So at parties, fun-loving person gets all the attention at parties. Could be a very popular person as well. Or you could end up being popular, or you are popular. So let's kind of recap here. So good news coming in at the beginning of the week, very swift. Swift news. It could actually be travel for you as well. Could be literal travel. But then you're at the beginning of the week as well, you're feeling a bit restricted. Either you're in that way, the way you think and the way you communicate, or somebody's actually putting you in that position to think and communicate in a certain way, or another person is actually doing that to you. You're gonna have to find the strength and the courage to be quite strong and quite patient midweek, and that could be because of another certain person who's making you, not maybe another person, maybe it is the person who is very strict and structured in the way he or she does things, but it could be a religious factor that plays a role in this as well. It could be somebody as well that who you highly regard and you highly look up to, that has put you in the position of feeling restricted, is where you're gonna have your courage and find your courage and strength about midweek. But again, it could be a father figure. So this father figure could put you in this kind of position as well. And then you could have some imbalance and change happening this week. It's nothing really serious. It is more playful energy, if anything, but it is still, there's still a little bit of conflict there, a little bump in the road there. But like I said, it's nothing really serious to really worry about. And then we have either a person or energy of an impulsive mode. Good to have as a friend, not good to have as a romantic partner. Doesn't stay in one place for very long, but is very adventurous. It could be you in this adventurous spirit coming from that restrictive mode as well, coming toward the end of the weekend, during the weekend. It could be a knight in shining armor as well. But you could be feeling more care and fancy free toward the ending of the week after feeling that restrictiveness at the beginning of the week. And then again, it could be you at the very ending of the week where you're in a more powerful state, you're feeling more mature, you're feeling or being a little bit more popular with people, going to parties, being the life of the party, being the center of attention at a party, because it is the weekend. Who knows what happens? And or this is somebody that you go to for advice, that you trust and highly regard, and who is quite popular and well liked. So I hope that makes sense for most of you. I thank you for watching. I hope you have a very great week. Not too bad, just that restrictive thing going on, and a little bit of conflict going on. But I just wish you the best, and I'll see you next week. And just remember, it takes two to row, so to speak. And I bid you aloha.